Hi, welcome to the quiz. You can answer along on quizalto.com, all for free. The exact URL of this quiz will be in the notes down below. Let's get started, good luck. What does the desired capacity setting control in an auto-scaling group? The number of instances the group should ideally have. The minimum number of instances the group can have. The baseline performance of the instances. The maximum number of instances the group can have. The desired capacity setting controls the number of instances the auto-scaling group should ideally have at any given time. In the context of Amazon EC2 auto-scaling, what is meant by mixed instances policy? The configuration settings for the instances in the auto-scaling group. The distribution of incoming traffic across the instances in the auto-scaling group. A policy that allows an auto-scaling group to launch instances of different types or purchase options. The desired capacity of the auto-scaling group. A mixed instances policy allows an auto-scaling group to launch instances of different types or purchase options, such as on-demand and spot instances, based on defined specifications and priorities. What is the purpose of instance batching in Amazon EC2 auto-scaling? To distribute incoming traffic across the instances in the auto-scaling group. To define the desired capacity of the auto-scaling group. To launch or terminate instances in batches, rather than one by one, for improved efficiency. To configure the instance types and AMIs for new instances. Instance batching allows auto-scaling to launch or terminate instances in batches, rather than one by one, which can improve efficiency and reduce the overhead of launching or terminating instances individually. In the context of Amazon EC2 auto-scaling, what is the purpose of instance protection? To define the order in which instances are launched when scaling up. To automatically replace instances that fail health checks. To prevent specific instances from being terminated during scaling events. To prevent new instances from being launched during scaling events. Instance protection is a feature that allows you to prevent specific instances from being terminated during scaling events. This can be useful for maintaining specific instances that have important configurations or data. How can you ensure that EC2 auto-scaling maintains a fixed number of running instances? By configuring instance health checks. By using a desired capacity setting. By creating an elastic IP. By setting up a CloudWatch alarm. The desired capacity setting in EC2 auto-scaling ensures a specified number of instances are always running. How can you ensure EC2 instances are distributed evenly across multiple availability zones? Use a single availability zone. Enable cross-zone load balancing in the auto-scaling group. Set different scaling policies for each zone. Manually move instances between zones. Enabling cross-zone load balancing ensures that EC2 instances are distributed evenly across multiple availability zones. What happens when an EC2 instance fails a health check in an auto-scaling group? The instance is detached from the group. The instance is rebooted. The instance is terminated and replaced. The instance is stopped and restarted. If an EC2 instance fails a health check in an auto-scaling group, it is terminated and replaced to maintain the desired capacity. In the context of Amazon EC2 auto-scaling, what is meant by desired capacity? The minimum number of instances that must be running. The maximum number of instances that can be launched. The average number of instances running over a specified period. The number of instances that the auto-scaling group should maintain. The desired capacity is the number of instances that the auto-scaling group should maintain at all times. It will launch or terminate instances to maintain this desired capacity. What is the purpose of scheduled scaling in Amazon EC2 auto-scaling? To automatically scale the number of instances based on a predefined schedule. To automatically scale the number of instances based on CloudWatch metrics. To define the desired capacity of the auto-scaling group. To manually scale the number of instances up or down. Scheduled scaling allows you to automatically scale the number of instances in an auto-scaling group based on a predefined schedule. This can be useful for handling predictable changes in demand, such as daily or weekly patterns. Which AWS service can be integrated with EC2 auto-scaling for distributing traffic? Elastic load balancing. AWS Lambda. Amazon RDS. Amazon S3. Elastic load balancing can be integrated with EC2 auto-scaling to distribute incoming traffic across multiple instances. What is the purpose of health check grace period in Amazon EC2 auto-scaling? To define the desired capacity of the auto-scaling group. To allow instances time to warm up before being checked for health. To distribute incoming traffic across the instances in the auto-scaling group. To configure the instance types and AMIs for new instances. The health check grace period is a configurable period during which auto-scaling does not perform health checks on newly launched instances, allowing them time to warm up and initialize before being checked for health. What is the purpose of a health check grace period in an auto-scaling group? To provide a buffer period before instances are terminated. To set the interval for health check monitoring. To allow new instances time to become healthy before checking their health. To delay scaling actions for a specified time. A health check grace period allows new instances time to become healthy before their health status is checked by the auto-scaling group. How can you update the launch configuration of an existing auto-scaling group? Modify the existing launch configuration. Create a new launch configuration and update the auto-scaling group to use it. Detach and reattach the instances. Restart the auto-scaling group. To update the launch configuration, you create a new one and update the auto-scaling group to use the new configuration. In the context of Amazon EC2 auto-scaling, what is meant by instance metadata service? A service that provides instances with metadata about themselves and the auto-scaling group. A service that distributes incoming traffic across the instances in the auto-scaling group. A service that launches new instances in the auto-scaling group. A service that terminates instances from the auto-scaling group. The instance metadata service is a service that provides instances in an auto-scaling group with metadata about themselves, such as their instance ID, public IP address, and information about the auto-scaling group. In the context of Amazon EC2 auto-scaling, what does the term launch configuration refer to? A set of instructions used by auto-scaling to launch new instances, including the Amazon machine image, instance type, key pair, security groups, and user data. The process of automatically launching new EC2 instances. The configuration settings for an elastic load balancer. The process of automatically terminating EC2 instances. A launch configuration is a template that an auto-scaling group uses to launch new EC2 instances. It specifies the instance type, AMI, key pair, security groups, and other settings for the instances. What is a benefit of using launch templates with EC2 auto-scaling? They improve the speed of instance bootstrapping. They enhance the security of network traffic. They allow version control of configurations. They provide automatic backups of data. Launch templates allow version control of configurations, making it easier to manage changes over time. How do you control the scaling behavior in response to CloudWatch alarms? By creating IAM roles. By configuring security groups. By setting up VPC peering. By defining scaling policies. Scaling policies control the scaling behavior in response to CloudWatch alarms. What is the purpose of a cooldown period in an auto-scaling group? To improve security by restricting access. To prevent rapid, successive scaling actions. To save cost by stopping instances. To ensure data consistency across instances. A cooldown period prevents rapid, successive scaling actions to allow time for the previous activity to take effect. What is the primary purpose of Amazon EC2 auto-scaling? To automatically adjust the number of EC2 instances based on demand. To automate the deployment of applications. To manually provision EC2 instances. To monitor the performance of EC2 instances. Amazon EC2 auto-scaling automatically adjusts the number of EC2 instances based on the demand to maintain performance and minimize cost. What AWS service can notify you of scaling events in an auto-scaling group? Amazon Route 53. AWS CloudTrail. AWS Direct Connect. Amazon SNS. Amazon SNS can send notifications about scaling events in an auto-scaling group. How do you configure an auto-scaling group to use a specific AMI? Attach the AMI to the security group. Set the AMI ID in the IAM role. Specify the AMI ID in the launch configuration or launch template. Enable the AMI in CloudWatch. You configure an auto-scaling group to use a specific AMI by specifying the AMI ID in the launch configuration or launch template. What is the purpose of instance protection override in Amazon EC2 auto-scaling? To distribute incoming traffic across the instances in the auto-scaling group. To define the desired capacity of the auto-scaling group. To configure the instance types and AMIs for new instances. To allow instances with instance protection to be terminated during scaling events. Instance protection override allows you to temporarily override instance protection and terminate instances that are normally protected during scaling events. This can be useful in emergency situations or when you need to quickly scale down capacity. What is the effect of setting a low cooldown period in an auto-scaling group? It will ensure instances are terminated more quickly. It can cause rapid scaling in and out, potentially leading to instability. It will prevent scaling actions from occurring frequently. It will reduce the overall cost of running instances. A low cooldown period can cause rapid scaling in and out, potentially leading to instability in the application. In the context of Amazon EC2 auto-scaling, what is meant by rebalancing activity? The desired capacity of the auto-scaling group. A process that redistributes instances across availability zones within an auto-scaling group. The configuration settings for the instances in the auto-scaling group. The distribution of incoming traffic across the instances in the auto-scaling group. A rebalancing activity is a process that redistributes instances across availability zones within an auto-scaling group, ensuring an even distribution of instances across the zones for improved availability and fault tolerance. Which of the following is true about the default termination policy in EC2 auto-scaling? It terminates instances with the highest cost first. It terminates instances in the smallest availability zone first. It selects instances with the oldest launch configuration first. It selects instances with the highest CPU utilization first. The default termination policy in EC2 auto-scaling selects instances with the oldest launch configuration first for termination. And that's a wrap. Thanks to everyone who participated. Remember, you can answer along on quizalto.com, where you can keep track of your progress and find much more quizzes. We hope you had a fun and challenging time. Until next time. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more. Hit the bell icon to be notified as soon as we upload. Please leave a comment if you have any thoughts or suggestions, and, if you think this video is worth sharing with someone who could benefit from it, please forward a link to them. See you next time. Thanks for watching.